Do you ever find yourself feeling lost in life? Do you struggle to find that real fulfillment that makes your life seem complete? Do you question where it is you're going, your direction, your path, your mission in this life? These are the subjects I'm going to break down in today's video. My name is David Essery, and today I want to talk about soul fulfillment. Now, this is a term that the Ascended Masters use a lot. I've heard it so many times when I've been doing channeled messages for individuals, where the Masters or even the Archangels talk about what they refer to as the golden pathway, what it is that we're really meant to be doing in this life. And I've talked myself quite a lot recently about the Master Mission, which is this idea that we have a special mission, a special goal, task for this aspect of the ascension process. No matter how long we've been on this earth, no matter how long we've been awake and doing spiritual work, it may be that we've had many missions in our lifetimes, but this is such a critical juncture in the history and the future of our planet. And every single soul that is on this planet right now knew exactly what we were going to be going through when they incarnated here. And so we reserved this master mission, if you will. So something that really important that we have been working towards throughout our life to be ready for, to deliver in this most crucial time. It may be that the other missions that you've had in life were all leading you to this point, that you were learning everything you needed to know, gaining wisdom, strength, increasing your light levels so that you could be prepared for your mission that lies ahead of you. And this is very much where we are within the timeline of this ascension right now. Since the end of 2024, I've been talking a lot about how now is the time for us to step onto our path, to step forward, to step into our master selves. And this has come from multiple channeled messages that I've received from Melchizedek and a number of other ascended masters. In particular, they've been talking about this hibernation period that we've been in, where we're essentially, it's kind of like we finished 2024 and we hadn't quite started 2025 yet, because there was just this period in the middle where we had to prepare for what was ahead. We had to let go of these last remaining aspects. We had to learn, we had to grow, we had to take leaps of faith, we had to make decisions to bring ourselves into alignment with our new future. And as I'm filming this now, this is more true than ever, as the intensity of the energy grows and we are really being pushed at such an unbelievable level now to let go and to step into this path. And for many of us, we may feel completely unsupported at this time, feeling like we're facing, some of the ultimate challenges of our lifetime, and that perhaps we're not hearing or feeling our guides quite as we have done up until now. But the reality is they're there just as they've ever been, if not more so, assisting us and guiding us and helping us. But instead of being there to kind of hold our hand through the difficult circumstances, they're now there to help us to step into this highest version of ourselves so that we can conquer it, so that we can do the work ourselves. And not only step forward, in this one individual circumstance, but in our own lifetime and the ascension of this planet. It's a bit like teach a man to, or give a man a fish, that's the one. You give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime, that old proverb. It's a similar aspect that we're going through right now, where our guides are here to helping us just as much as ever, but they're helping us to step into our own self-mastery so that we can conquer the challenges ourselves, and so that we can spread and grow our light, so that we can help the rest of the planet, the rest of the people that are going through this awakening at this most turbulent time. But it's all well and good to talk about this. As I say, I've been talking about this for a few months now, about stepping onto this pathway, about doing what it is that we're meant to be doing, fulfilling our master mission. But what on earth does that actually mean? Like, how are we supposed to know what it is that we're meant to be doing? It's quite rare that we're lucky enough that these things are laid out for us, especially early on in the process. Perhaps if you've been doing it for a long time, you may well know, but you may even know what you were doing, not necessarily what you are in this master mission, in this next phase. And so many people are feeling stuck at the moment. I made an analogy in my video the other day that the energy right now kind of feels like we've got a bulldozer at our back pushing us forward constantly. And you can't get out to the side of it, and you can't go backwards. You can't stop. You're just being pushed forward and forward. And the only thing that we can do is to take charge ourselves and move forward, move away from the bulldozer and take control of our own lives. But if we don't know where we're going, how can we do that? It's really, really challenging. But thankfully, I have an answer for you guys, hence me creating this video today. And I want to share a message with you from Melchizedek. And this is actually an opportunity that he is presenting, which is forming my next workshop happening on the 2nd of April, which is next Tuesday, the day I'm filming this. Not Tuesday, Wednesday. I always get my dates wrong. I'm pretty sure that's right. 2nd of April. It's basically to help us to do this. But I want to share the message with you today, regardless of whether you're going to join me for that workshop or not. I'm hoping that some of the wisdom that they're going to share with you in this message is going to be useful to you. So without further ado, here is the message. Beloved sons and daughters, it is I, Melchizedek. The time has come for your re-emergence. Not just from your energetic hibernation, but your soul re-emergence. No longer standing a manifestation of the personality, but a representation of the mighty I am. One aligned with their soul power, soul integrity, and soul mission. We in the light have been speaking of the time of action, and we hear many of you ask, what am I to do? Well, my answer, my beloved child, is to align with your truest self, your mighty I am, and draw it down into the here and now. Once fully aligned, the pieces of the puzzle will begin to move together, and it will not be long before you understand who you are and your place within the beautiful new world you are creating. I am here to assist you with this soul illumination, so that you can find your feet upon the path of gold, so that you may stand tall within your own power, filled with the love, confidence, and wisdom that comes with knowing thyself. This is my offer to you. Yours in loving support, Melchizedek. Thank you, Melchizedek, for that beautiful message. So let's break this down a little bit. Let's see what little nuggets of wisdom he had for us. He starts off by talking about our re-emergence, not just from our energetic hibernation, but the soul re-emergence. I've had a number of messages in my monthly newsletters this year talking about this hibernation process. And in the latest one, they were saying that it was the time for us to step out of it this month, which is very much what Melchizedek is echoing here. But of course, he's also talking about a soul re-emergence of, our soul aspect stepping forward. He says no longer a manifestation of the personality, but a representation of the I am, one aligned with their soul power, soul integrity, and soul mission. So, what he means by the personality, we are obviously an incarnation of a soul. We are one more lifetime in a long chain of lifetimes of that soul, which is, of course, also a part of a greater monad. And, we can stand here, certainly as we're born, we are a physical manifestation of the personality. For many, many, many years of my life, I associated myself as David. David is who I am. I am the clothes that I wear, the way that I act, the things that I like. All of these different aspects that make up the personality. That's who I saw myself as. But he's calling our attention to the mighty Am, the truth within us all, the truth that we are God, that we are light, we are the spirit within, we're not the physical body. Of course, the soul or the monad or the highest self or the I am or whatever however you wish to label these things, there are differences between them. But just as an example, however you wish to label these things, you are so much more than the physical. You are so much more powerful than that. And bringing ourselves into alignment and recognizing that God within and acting from that place rather than the place of the personality is massively empowering. He goes on to acknowledge that, they've been speaking about us now being a time of action, and many of us saying, what am I to do? He says that the answer is to align with your truest self, your mighty I am, and draw it down into the here and now. So to align essentially with our highest self, connect to it through the Antakarana bridge, and to bring it down, manifest it physically into the body. And this basically will shift our energy. I've talked before about resonance, essentially the principle of the vibration that we are operating at. For instance, I can be vibrating at a frequency of love. I could be vibrating at a frequency of joy. I could be vibrating at a frequency of stress. I'm not going to choose that right now. Essentially, you can be resonating with any energy. And that's how the law of attraction works. The classic universal law. So if you wanted to manifest abundance, for instance, in your life, the idea is that you make yourself resonate with abundance by thinking abundant thoughts, by acting abundantly. And by doing this, it shifts our energy, it changes our vibration, and the law of attraction takes over and goes, right, you're vibrating with abundance, so you naturally draw more abundance to you, and so on. Melchizedek's talking about here is using that same principle to essentially draw the circumstances for our highest self to manifest into our life. So you are shifting your energy into alignment with your highest self. Therefore, you attract more elements of your highest self to you. And he goes on to say, once fully aligned, the pieces of the puzzle will begin to move together. And it will not be long before you understand who you are and your place within the beautiful new world you are creating. So essentially, by aligning ourselves with our highest self, we draw the magnetic attractions to us for all of the things that we need to live out that path to become that highest self. The things for our mission, perhaps the people, the situations, the places that we need to be, all of these things we will just naturally draw to us. And it's just a case of following the path at that point. Of course, Melchizedek goes on very generously to offer his assistance with this soul illumination, he's calling it, so that we can find our feet upon the path of gold, the golden path, the thing that we're meant to be doing in this lifetime. And I spoke at the beginning briefly about soul satisfaction, this idea that we are born to fulfill a mission. Before we come down, before we incarnate on the earth, we have a plan of what it is that we are going to do in this lifetime, the people that we need in order to help us to do this, the lessons we need to learn to get to that place, where we need to be, all of these different things. And that's encoded within us. It becomes a part of who we are. And I honestly believe that all of us deep down, we know what this is supposed to be. And we know when we're not doing it. And so when we're not on our path, we can often feel this sense of longing or loss, because this thing that's basically supposed to be the biggest thing in our life, is supposed to be what we're dedicating to ourselves to, is not here. It's away from us, and we don't know what to do in order to draw it to us. We don't know how to get to that place. And unfortunately, that's where most people in this lifetime seek it in other places and never find it, and end up, in various states throughout their life, perhaps turning to other things like addictions instead, because they are just seeking something that they can't find. And it's because they are not doing what it is that they were essentially born to do. And that comes when we are on the path of gold. So I genuinely feel that in order to truly find soul satisfaction in this lifetime, the way to do that is to discover our mission and to step onto that pathway. Now, I'm not saying we can't be happy in lives, that we can't find joy, because of course we can. But this is like the next level beyond that we can achieve by doing what it is that we're meant to do. So Melchizedek goes on to say, that he wants to help us find that path of gold so that we may stand tall within our own power, filled with the love, confidence, and wisdom that comes with knowing thyself. So, this is what happens when we know who we are, we know what we're meant to do. That feeling of loss goes away. We know we're on the right path. We know we're doing well. And just everything begins to flow. It's not to say there's not challenges along that pathway. Of course there is. Absolutely there is. But then those challenges are usually stepping stones to the final destination. You land your feet upon the golden path, if you will, but the path is not the final destination. The path is where you start the journey. And that journey can meander through different things. But if you are doing what it is that you're meant to be doing and you're in the right place, then you can face all of those things, and you want to face those things because it's going to draw you to even more of what it is that you are passionate about. And this is the power of where we live right now. As chaotic as the world seems, as intense as the energies are, as challenging as day-to-day life can frankly be, it is all in the name of us moving forward. The reason why we're being pushed to step into this master self is for us, for our own strength, our well-being, to our own fulfillment, our own soul satisfaction. But it's also to be there to support this journey, because there are an awful lot of people waking up right now. The challenges of the world is what is waking people up right now. And they will need your support, whether that's face-to-face in person, whether that's just you holding a vibration, whether that's you smiling at someone as you walk down the street, or perhaps imparting some of the knowledge or wisdom that you've gained through this journey. Whatever it is, you are an unbelievably powerful being. And you have within you the ability to not only shift your world, but to shift the world of those around you for the better. And this all comes through being this best possible version of ourselves. So there you go. There's Melchizedek's wisdom about stepping onto the path. If you would like to join me, if you would like Melchizedek's assistance to help you with this, to align you to your mighty I am, so that you may draw to you these aspects of your future self, of your mission, then I'll pop the link down in the description below. That will take you either to the live page, or perhaps if you're watching this in the future, it will also take you to a link where you can access the recording, which is always just as powerful. Melchizedek and I would absolutely love to share this experience with you. Thank you so much for watching today. If you've enjoyed this, please do hit that like button. It makes a massive difference for us here at the page. If you want to check out more, subscribe as well. Thank you so much for watching, and sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Bye-bye.